Sandy Bay Yacht Club, okay? And this is where we left this morning. Remember, the water was so far down, you couldn't see the rocks. Or you could see the rocks. Now you can't see the rocks because the water's come in. It's still splashing up against the building. That's the same building, by the way, that got pushed into this bay during the blizzard of '78. So this is a very, very high tide. As a matter of fact, look at the dock here. Holy smoke. Just wrecked. Just wrecked here in the front end of this, where the water has come up and literally popped it up. It's not only pushed the dock away, but look at this. Big chunks of asphalt have come out here in the parking lot as well. So dock, asphalt, no damage to the immediate building there, but there are a couple of these, 2x8s that are missing in through here. This is a really high water area, no question about it, with this storm surge. Now, the car we were watching, it's still, thank goodness, in the parking lot. But you know what? Instead of being parked like this in the spot, it's like this. So it got picked up and moved a little bit. It's lucky it didn't get pushed into the bay. And one more shot. The lens may get a little bit screwed up here because we're going to turn into the snow. I want you to go out to the break wall. I want you to see those waves crashing over the break wall out there. Look at that. Look at that power. That's what the onshore flow does. Snow has let up a little bit. We are not dealing with heavy snow, but occasionally we'll get moderate, wet, heavy snow coming on back. Go right against the wall over there. So if you can see all these waves still crashing up against the seawall. We've seen the fire department come by on 3 separate occasions because some of that water got into some of the buildings. All right, it got into the crawl spaces. And down there you have electrical wires, you've got water heaters, and people actually stayed and hunkered down in their homes. And they start smelling smoke, they start smelling something burn, call the fire department. It was interesting too because they came, never dropped any hoses, that's always a good sign, left, and then all of a sudden they come running back, fires going and everything like that. The good news is both cases, they cut the breakers off and no harm, no foul. But this is an amazing spot to watch a storm, I gotta be honest with you. We gusted as high as at least 72 miles an hour before we evacuated the yacht club. But for the 8 vehicles that were out there, the one that's left is standing, the other seven came out and drove away. But it wasn't without a lot of fun, I'll tell you that right now, and anxiety, because it was slippery. The water was coming up into the parking lot. We had slush everywhere. As far as I can see here, we've got power on. That is a very, very good thing because it is going to get bitterly cold. Eventually the winds will come around to the northwest and blow offshore. The problem is it's going to bring in a biting cold for New England coming up into the weekend. All right, speaking of biting cold, those winds have already gone northwest down in Norfolk, Virginia, and that's where Chris Warren is right now. At least he's got the benefit potentially of a little sun. You got any sunshine down there, Chris? Has the sun come back out yet?
Jim, it's almost as if you drummed it up. You brought it to us because as you were talking, getting ready to come to me, we're starting to see some shadows in the sun. In fact, I can see my shadow right now. It's not completely out, no blue sky officially, but the sun is coming through enough that we're getting shadows here. And it's something that you have to remember. Just because the sun comes out doesn't mean it's going to be warm. It's actually going to be colder. Couple things going on here. First off, we had a cold air mass in place. Now we're going to have another cold front come through. That's going to bring temperatures down. We're going to be in the 20s. Overnight lows this weekend are going to be in the teens and single digits. And with the clear skies, you're not going to get any of that re-radiation from the clouds, that heat coming back down to the earth. And then you have all of the snow on the ground. And the snow helps chill the air. So even if, and when, I'll say, when the blue sky comes, it doesn't mean that things are going to warm up. However, what it will do, it will warm objects up, including roads that have been cleared. So if you have the sun coming down, it'll warm the roads. That'll help clear up the transportation issues, but the snow on the other areas is going to stick around for a while, and it looks like by Monday temperatures are finally going to get above freezing. So here in Hampton Roads area, including Norfolk, Virginia, we're going to be seeing temperatures below freezing today, tomorrow, through the weekend until most likely Monday afternoon. But this right here, because of that, is going to be sticking around for a while. You know what else is going to be sticking around? You see these flags, the winds. We're not seeing the strong of winds as we had earlier. The gusts aren't up to the 30 to 40 mile an hour range that was happening overnight and early this morning, but it's going to be pretty breezy. Temperatures in the 20s, but feels like it's in the teens. And even when this storm finally gets out of here, and here on the Weather Channel, we're going to be with you covering this storm. We do have crews in New England. We heard from Jim with some impressive shots there, some impressive pictures coming from there. And then after that storm does go away, the impacts are going to linger. Frozen America remains through the weekend. And here at the Weather Channel, we have you covered, but still tracking Winter Storm